Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to break down how to ace your job interview. You know that feeling, right? You walk out of an interview and then, hours later, the perfect answer pops into your head. Well, this explainer is designed to stop that from happening. We're going to focus on the parts you can actually control, so you can walk out feeling confident every time. So let's get right to it. How do you really ace a job interview? How do you go from being just another qualified person to the one they know they have to hire? That's the goal. Let's dive in.
Believe it or not, our secret weapon here is psychology. We're going to build our whole strategy around two really powerful ideas. First, there's something called the primacy effect. It just means that people tend to remember the first things they hear about you the most. And on the flip side, you've got the recency effect, which means people also really remember the last thing they heard. Your first impression and your last impression, that's where you have the most power.
And that brings us right to the core of our strategy: control. Look, you're never going to predict every single question they throw at you, but you have almost complete control over two key moments: how you start and how you finish. By nailing the introduction and the sign-off, you're using both the primacy and recency effects to make the biggest impact possible. So, here's our game plan. First, we'll cover how to start strong and finish even stronger. Then, we'll get into all the prep work. After that, it's about telling great stories, handling the conversation itself, and finally, the crucial follow-up. It's the whole journey, from start to finish. All right, let's jump into section 1, start strong, finish stronger. This is all about using those first and last impressions to make sure you are absolutely unforgettable. Okay, you've got your high-impact bookends for the interview, but how do you build the confidence to actually deliver them? That brings us to section 2, prepare to dazzle. Confidence isn't some magic trick. It comes from doing your homework.
So here's your essential research checklist. And I mean essential. You've got to read that job description like you're a detective looking for clues about what they really want. Dive into their website, see what they're saying in the news, and definitely reread your own resume. You can bet they will. The goal here is to prepare specific, concrete examples for everything.
This is the simple mental shift you need to make. As you're reading their job description and you see a line like, "We need someone who can handle tight deadlines," your brain should immediately fire back, "Oh yeah, here's the time I did exactly that." You're not just listing skills, you're providing the proof right up front. And of course, in today's world, virtual prep is a huge deal. Make sure your background is clean and uncluttered. It's not just for them, it actually helps you think more clearly. Test your camera, test your mic, dress professionally, and please, please, please mute all your notifications. Log in about 5 to 10 minutes early. Getting these details right shows you're a pro before you even say a word. Now we're at my favorite part, section 3, tell compelling stories. This is where you go beyond just being a list of facts on a resume, and you actually make a memorable, human connection. This quote from the Harvard Business Review really hits the nail on the head. Your data, your achievements, they're important for sure, but a story is what makes the interviewer feel something. It lets them actually picture you in the role. It's how you go from being a candidate to being a colleague in their mind. So you might be thinking, okay, great, tell stories, but how? Well, the best tool for the job is the STAR method. It's a super simple way to structure your answers. You just lay out the S, the situation you were in, the T, the task you needed to accomplish, the A, the specific action you took, and finally the R, the result of your action. Think of the STAR method as the skeleton. It's not the whole story, it's just the bones. Your job is to put the meat on those bones, to add the personal details and the narrative that makes it compelling. It's that combination of solid structure and great storytelling that will really make your answers pop. All right, let's get into the main event. Section 4 is all about acing the conversation itself, and we need to reframe this. It's not an interrogation, it's a conversation. It's a chance for you to perform with clarity and confidence. And where does it almost always start? Right here. That huge, open-ended question, "So, tell me about yourself." This is it. This is your moment to use that primacy effect we talked about and set the tone for the entire interview. So, how do you nail it? Okay, here's a fantastic 3-step formula. You start with the now, a single powerful sentence about the professional you are right now. Then you pivot to the past,
Briefly mention 1 or 2 recent, relevant achievements that prove your now statement. And finally, you connect it all to the future by explaining why this specific job is the perfect next step for you. It's concise, it's powerful, and it's all about them.
So while you're in the thick of it, just keep these things in mind. Really listen to the question. Show enthusiasm, but not desperation. And hey, if you don't know something, it's okay to be honest. Just be confident, keep your answers tight. Around 1 to 2 minutes is a good rule of thumb. And absolutely, 100%, have your own smart questions ready to ask them. It shows you're serious.
And now let's bring it home with that recency effect. Here's your powerful closing script. Step 1, clearly state your interest. Based on everything we've talked about, I'm even more excited about this opportunity. Step 2, tell them why it's a fit and mention something specific from the conversation. And step 3, be proactive. I'll follow up in about a week as you suggested. It leaves them with this lasting impression of a confident, organized professional who really wants the job.
But wait, you're not quite done yet. This brings us to our final section, the crucial follow-up. So many people drop the ball here. Professionalism doesn't stop when you click Leave Meeting. This is how you seal the deal after the conversation is over.
Here's your simple post-interview game plan. The minute it's over, while it's all fresh, jot down some notes. What did you talk about? Who did you meet? Then within 24 hours, you send that personalized thank you email. And if you haven't heard back in the time frame they gave you, a polite, quick follow-up about a week later is totally fine.
And that thank you email? It doesn't need to be a novel. Keep it simple. A clear subject line, a warm greeting. In the body, thank them for their time, reaffirm that you're interested, and here's the secret sauce. Mention one specific thing you enjoyed talking about. It instantly jogs their memory and proves you were paying attention. It's a small thing that makes a huge difference.
And one last thing, this is really important. You're not going to get an offer for every job you interview for, and that is perfectly okay. Rejection is just part of the process, and most of the time it's not personal. Try to see it as feedback, a chance to reflect on what went well and what you can sharpen for the next.
And if you need one last bit of motivation for why that opening is so important, here it is. Research shows that interviewers are already forming opinions about your personality and intelligence in the first 30 seconds. 30 seconds. That's why mastering that opening is non-negotiable.
So there you have it, the complete playbook to prepare for the interview, perform when you're in it, and prevail afterward. You have the strategy, you have the tools. So the only question left is, which one of your amazing stories are you going to tell first? You've got this.